I'm agreeing with, law enforcement, handling things a certain way. I'm in agreement with monitoring a particular thing. What I'm not in agreement with is violating Americans' freedoms, their rights to privacy. So I think that what happens, and law enforcement comes after the fact. I think that freedom of speech, the ability to say whatever you want, even if it's vile, even if you disagree, even if I disagree with it, I'm always going to defend somebody's ability to make themselves look like a fool in a free space. If I'm the person that is the potential threat, the human, why are we taking the guns and not the person? That's a contradiction. The gun is an inanimate object that sits in your safe. It doesn't get up and float around and decide that my owner is evil today, I'm going to do evil things. I think the vast majority of these scenarios are mental health issues. And I think that we're doing ourselves, our law enforcement, American citizens, a tremendous disservice because we're not addressing that as the root cause. In those spaces where you have someone, whether it's family, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a imam, doesn't matter. That type of intervention and dealing with that person and getting them back into a good space should be the primary focus.
The one thing that bothers me is that we have really law enforcement, especially at the federal level, has been able to focus on social media and focus on their intelligence capabilities and capture a lot of the data that leads them to these groups, many of which you wouldn't even know about.
Are you talking about the white supremacy?
No, I'm talking about on the Muslim side.
Right.
On the radical Muslim side.
Right.
But on the white supremacy in this arena, there's a number of websites out there where these lunatics are on these sites. They're talking about things they want to do. They're talking about other people that want to do them as well. How come we're not grabbing that information? Why aren't we preemptive, proactive, and doing things like we do on the other side? That's a real concern because they're out there. They talk about it, and in the aftermath of these shootings, like we've seen in this case, there's doctrines online, there's things they've written about, there's people they've talked to, yet it wasn't flagged and nobody mentioned it. Nobody grabbed it. I think you have to look at what the law enforcement community's been able to do on the radical Muslim side, where they have an enormous, large database where they capture this information, and they have dissemination of intel where the agents can go out and
so it's the FBI you're talking about mainly?
FBI
should be in the lead here.
FBI and other intel agencies for the U.S. government. We don't do that in this arena. We haven't done it. And only after this case, in the last day or two, have I seen articles that and reports where people are saying, all this stuff is out there. Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we flagging it on Twitter or whatever, the social media accounts? Why aren't we grabbing that information? Why isn't it being reported? And why isn't it being investigated?